Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Yes, we did.
And
it's our job.
Like it's our job. And we doing this 2 in a row. It's our it's our first doubleheader.
Yeah.
Yes, it kind of is for podcast. Not double-headed, doubleheader.
Yeah, it's not
I don't know.
Who are the double-headed? John Fuda.
John Fuda, yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah. Yes. So pardon, we didn't do a costume change or anything.
No, we didn't. We're all comfy and
We're comfy in post-traumatic
post-traumatic pajamas.
Things that make us feel well.
Yes.
Or try to anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Housewives.
Yeah, Housewives. They're doing the trick. It's just some good old nonsense. And here comes Gabs. You guys can't see her, but she's
like, what? You're podcasting?
She's rolling around on the carpet doing her little death drop in a minute, I'm sure.
Oh.
Meow. But anyway, this is a good episode.
It was good. All about Bronwyn.
A lot happened. I mean, before we get into what happened, the trip that they went on, I feel so much stuff happened in this episode, but none of it really that consequential till the end. But there's so many little things the same way that the place they're staying just has everything.
I mean, a lake and a pool and a dock and volleyball, paddle boats.
And when she walks to the bathroom later, there's the whole seating area. Like if they're only there for one night, you could be there for a week and still not use everything that place has to offer.
I feel like it should be 2 nights, but I guess maybe just 2 episodes.
the way it's going.
Yeah. I feel like they would fly back on Monday, but maybe they're all flying back on Sunday. But not Seth.
Not Seth. He's got to
get to that. Yeah.
So before the whole they did something before they left. They just packed, right? Which we've learned from Teddy and Cameron. the packing scenes, or was it Teddy and Erica were talking about it?
Teddy and Erica. Yes.
The packing scenes are apparently done 6 days before the trip. It's this whole let
me get my suitcase out. What should I take? Boop, boop, boop. Yeah.
So they always have to pack something while they're talking to their friend or their significant other, and then they
or an animal.
Yeah, or to go back and repack what they're actually bringing. So that's hilarious.
So funny. BTS.
Yeah.
Well, before the packing, Heather had to come to the spa and tell them her view of what happened with Bronwyn.
That was a really, really skewed view of what we saw.
Also, girl, you were on camera. We know the conversation.
Yeah.
You jump to all the conclusions. And Bronwyn's apology was sincere. She's like, I want to make things good.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, I'm trying to make you sing for your supper. I just want to get to a good place for us, for both of us, in order to go on this trip. Because otherwise, no one's going to feel comfortable. So why would I have you on the trip? You didn't have to prove yourself. It's let's get to a good place. If she had to prove herself, if Bronwyn was making Heather prove herself, she would have been come to my house, give me my apology.
Right.
But she started off with the apology.
Yeah.
And Heather was just well, I don't know.
And then Heather, turned that into with Meredith and Lisa about and then she apologized about something. I didn't even know what she was apologizing about. And then it suddenly was my turn. So again, she just won't take accountability. She participated in anything, at all.
Negative. Yeah. You have. It's not Bronwyn being the shady one completely.
Right. I mean, definitely some shade in there. And man, is she good at some confessional shade. All over the place.
She's good in person and in confessionals. That's hard.
Yeah.
And it's her first season. And she's just reading chicks down.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
Regular Neil Diamond over here.
Sweet Bronwyn line. No,
we'll work on that one. Well, let's work on that with our viewers.
Yeah. So basically it was a total skewed view, and Lisa and Heather Lisa and Meredith were oh. Well, I'm not good with her either. She didn't blah blah blah. And then Meredith was I'm confused.
And then how Meredith spun off of whatever they were talking about into whatever she was talking about.
How she took it back to last year of everyone accusing me of spreading rumors. It's well, you were.
Yeah, but then
you said halfway.
But who did she ultimately have the beef with? How did she make that relate to what Bronwyn did?
I don't even know. I was confused.
Yeah, I was what? So it's definitely
she was accused of starting rumors about, because the story was that she and Monica were in cahoots, and that and then the whole blog post or whatever, Instagram post that
didn't
Meredith in the Greek Mafia
put herself into that, because she was showing Monica the tech.
Yeah, did you not get this text?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, forget about it.
It's like you were involved. We all know how Meredith.
Heather too. We all know. So, but yeah, that was pretty convoluted.
Yes, very much so
there for us and her.
That's why she was confused. Like, I don't know how I got here, but some way I've been persecuted.
Yeah, somehow I'm the victim.
Yeah.
So then it was packing after that.
Packing. Who owes who an apology?
Oh, yeah.
Apology gate. Like Lisa is owed one by Justin. Justin is owed one by Lisa.
By the end of the episode, Lisa wants one from everyone. She
totally
says,
everyone's going to apologize to me. I'm like, shut up. No, they're not. Like, look up accountability in the dictionary, see comma Teddy, and like get some perspective, lady. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think she's gonna do that.
No. Well, then they got on. Oh, so Mary couldn't go because she's spending the weekend with her son.
Which I'm just glad that if that's not true, she at least learned to just lie and not be like, nope, not going.
Yeah, like just can't. Yeah, and then Brittany wasn't invited, and then I was wondering, where's Mei Lee? Because we saw her in that flashback comforting Lisa at the party, and I was like, oh yeah, Mei Lee, where is she? Like, were they just like no friend of?
No friend of. Well, I think if Brittany wasn't going to be invited, then.
Well, Brittany doesn't have a man,
right? Well, that's true.
And she's been always shit talking Bronwyn.
I think she has 2 men, but actually, technically, Brittany does. So
or 1.5,
1.5, or depending on the day of the week, she has anywhere from 0 to 2.
Yes,
maybe more.
And the one was like used goods from Heather.
No,
because they hooked up, but I digress. So they get on like the fancy jet, which looked like a really fancy jet.
Yeah, the paint job was a little weird. I think with a jet private, with a PJ, you'd want to be a little understated, but this looked like someone like they were feeding it towards men who want things that go vroom vroom.
Or yes, like the purple, and like it was like if Cobra, not like Cobra, like G.I. Joe.
Yeah, no, to me it looked more like if NASCAR painted a plane.
Oh, well, they do have that race car thing. That's gonna be in the next episode at some point. Like they go that race car thing.
Maybe they had the jet sent for them.
Yes, they probably tied it together.
Yeah.
And then the house, was just a rental, but it was still an amazing house. I'm sure,
Oh God, so $20,000 a night.
Yeah.
Even while they were, mission accomplished. Bravo. This is why you put these shows on.
That was just a great.
I was like, could we find a few of our friends who could afford that? And I was like, nah, but we could only be there one night. That'd be the worst thing. Like, even if we got like 20 friends together.
That's $40,000. We could do $10,000 when you split that between 5 couples. Maybe, but that's only a night still.
I know, but so if you had 2 nights at $40,000,
yeah,
we can invite 38 other people, and that place is
it's not houseboat. Where are they going to sleep? There are not enough beds. Are they sleeping in the pond?
Yes,
on that
sleeping
thing?
On a volleyball court. They're sleeping on that giant conversation pit.
Is that
the raft?
That was great.
We would be playing American Gladiators on that damn thing all night long. If we had 38 people there.
Whack.
Can we have my 50th birthday then?
Yeah, we should. Palm Springs. Yeah.
I guess we'd be copying Timothy, who did his 50th down there.
That's true.
But we wouldn't be in a giant house.
That was an amazing house.
Yeah. So anyway, I think they're underutilizing it because ultimately they split up into 2 different groups.
I wonder if there were other rooms, if they're like theoretically going to have like Heather and Mary. There must have been like 2 other rooms, right? Because they're like, there's 3 on this side and 2 on this side.
Maybe they had to find a reason to not invite 2 people. And
Mary, it's your weekend with your son, right? Yeah, that's what you're doing. Yeah.
She's like, what? I don't have to go. Fine with me.
Exactly.
That would be interesting. But no, on the plane, because I remember they ended up backing up to a conversation that they had on the plane. But was that the next morning? Or
that was backing up to like Bronwyn telling Meredith and Lisa her side of the story, and they were just like,
right.
Yeah.
It seemed very, especially because, and then for Lisa to get all kind of bent out of shape when Bronwyn called her before they left and said, are you cool, like, with Whitney and John? I don't want there to be any problems. And there's problems.
Bronwyn was a great host. She was like, are you okay? Are you going to be okay if the roses are here?
Yeah.
Like, and then when they got there, are you still okay? Is your room all right? Is there any friction, any drama? Like, it wasn't just like Todd didn't want drama. It was Bronwyn like, I want my friends to feel comfortable.
Right.
going back to Heather. Like, I want us to get to a good place so everyone's comfortable. Like, what more does she need to do for these chicks?
Well, clearly things that she can't.
Call them right after they have fights with other people.
Apparently.
Like,
And I think she's given up. I mean, based on the way she...
stormed off.
That was hilarious. But yeah, I think it is a little messy that the Barlows and the... What's her last name?
Marks.
And the Marks. I almost said...
Marxes. The Marks. Well, let's go back to that. Like, I'm sure they'll be explained more in the next episode with the biatch dinner.
Yeah.
But like, supposedly Angie's husband Sean said something about Brooks on a podcast,
which they should not go on podcast.
No,
except ours. If you know anyone wants to be on a podcast,
please,
the Housewife,
contact us.
Even Seth Marks will take him.
Yeah, okay. But yeah,
that would be a weird interview though for our first interview. So Seth.
What do you do? What exactly do you do in Ohio?
Do you like being on the...
Is it Ohio?
Yeah, Ohio, yeah. So anyway, we'll have to come up with a whole list. Maybe that'll become our thing. We just interview random people from the show. It's like
just husbands. Like, I'm sure we can get some PR.
Your husbands what?
Oh, no.
You guys just saw a light bulb go off on my damn head.
Like when we met Whitney and Justin, when I was like, we have a podcast, I should have been like to Justin, we have a podcast.
Do you want to be on? Yeah.
You know, when you sober up, do you want to be on it? Because we want to know your story and like how you lost your job. Yes, we just interview the husbands. Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Let's circle back to this.
Yes.
Let's talk about it later.
Yes, that would be a bit easier get than the wives, I would think.
Yeah, but then we'd probably...
Like John Fuda will be on here in a second.
We get Joe Benigno. We say, is it Benigno or Benigno?
Is the G silent or not?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we say it like it's champagne or no?
Like it's champagne.
Sorry, I should have...
Sorry, my brand.
Anyway, I think that...
speaking of Seth, so...
Yeah.
Are we done with...
We're not there yet.
Okay.
Just the fact that they divided in half. And like, clearly... And you said it early on that like, these don't seem like the fun housewives.
Meredith and Lisa aren't fun, and neither are their husband.
And they're just sitting there the next morning, I guess, before Seth...
The roses and the... K's.
Yeah, the K's.
The K's and the... What's Bronwyn's last name? Brown?
No. Portman or Porter or Bronwyn, something like that.
Right.
Pacman. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll get to it. They seem really
Shannon,
fun.
help us out.
They seem really fun, and I just wouldn't want to hang out like with Meredith in her sweater by the pool.
Well, because they're just sitting there kind of like they don't want to be there, or like they're at the nail salon with like, copies of magazines, like flipping through it. Like
an old Cosmo.
Yeah, and they're just like really just vocal frying each other to death.
I know. Well, you have to go. Okay, so Seth couldn't like have pulled Meredith aside to say, I have to go early in the morning, because like I'm sure John and Lisa were like, why are we here in this conversation?
Because the producers were probably like, oh, you know what, it'd make a good scene, you should go out and do that.
Yeah.
Oh, and honey, I have to leave tomorrow.
And we thought he was joking,
because
like
it was such a hammy delivery.
Yeah, like, I've got some bad news, Meredith. And we're like, oh, you're so funny, Seth. And I was like, oh no, you're serious.
I thought it was gonna be something about a bathtub, or
I thought it was yes
but it ended up being he was serious about having to go back to Ohio.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, like, her reaction just seemed so...
Well, I was saying to you, I forgot that they had problems, like, season 1. I think that was their story. So, he's away a lot, he's working a lot, and she feels like he's not working with her to make this relationship
right. Living in a different state 5 days a week.
Right. I wonder if... Because they had a podcast last season. I wonder if that kind of like went...
I'm sure that it did. Like if you had 2 days home and you're like, hey, want to do a podcast?
Let's podcast about our relationship.
Yeah.
Invite the Roses over.
Oh, they did. That's right.
They did.
It's weird when you call them by their last names. Like we don't even call our married friends by their last names. Well, sometimes we do.
Well, they all have the same name.
Last name. That's true. But yeah. We can't even talk about it because we'd be giving out people's names, and we shouldn't do that.
Should not do that.
But we don't even have the same last name.
We don't.
Sorry.
We didn't merge our names and hyphen. That might come up in the future.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so it's just funny when you mention them like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just completely, her reaction was just like, I couldn't tell if it was scripted, if it was genuine, and it came down to the fact I just don't care.
yeah,
Yeah, like
I almost yawned during that. Yeah.
whatever's going on between Meredith and Seth, like if that was supposed to be a genuine, like, I'm upset with you and I want this to work and you're not going, it just, either her delivery or it just felt acty.
It's her delivery, and then like in her confessional, she's like, I don't understand, and like meet me halfway and help me help you, basically help me help us.
Yeah,
was her.
I think also at this time of the season where there's some good drama heating up.
Yeah,
to have this self-standing drama about you and your husband.
It comes late to the game because before this, her main story was getting bat mitzvahed.
Right.
So all of a sudden, like they're not a great place because he's always in Ohio.
Yeah,
I should have led with that.
Yeah,
and not the bat mitzvah.
Yeah,
like it kind of writes itself. He has to actually be away for work. Not that he has another family somewhere in Ohio.
No, just that at all. No,
even allegedly.
Her name is not Meredith.
Ohio Meredith. No.
They don't have a son, Rooks.
When she said Brooks doesn't want anything to do with this, no, he just wants his own show with Gia Giudice.
Yeah.
Make it in Manhattan with Riley.
That was so weird when they showed her confronting Sean.
Yeah.
But saying that, I mean,
I'm surprised it was left out, unless they're like, we should keep this in our pocket.
I think it was because they didn't want to make a big thing of it.
Well, there's already so much going on at that Greek party.
Yeah, to tell the story properly, they had to use it at the back.
I'm gonna need some like audio from this podcast because I don't know like what podcast was he on and why wasn't it our Sean?
Right. We just decided 2 minutes ago that we should be interviewing all the house husbands.
Right.
So, duh.
Lame.
Yeah. So it's interesting, but I did like that he said, "Well, that's how I felt."
Yeah.
Like and yeah, don't include the kids. I don't understand the point of what his story was or why she brought it up. She was bringing it up to just more or less say she shouldn't be talking about my kid.
Right.
But like I didn't understand what the context was.
That's what she brought up at the spa. That was her whole thing, I think, going from like boop to I wrote an apology. Boop, yeah.
Yeah. It was
everyone wants an apology.
I'm sorry, Salt Lake City. I just can't give you one.
Nope.
They thought I was apologizing. Not doing it.
That was so insincere, like Bronwyn.
No, if I was insincere, I would have said, I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings.
Exactly. Well, she didn't say it to Heather. Ugh.
No.
Heather just doesn't know.
Yeah. And so then we get to the...
well, side note with Bronwyn and the jeweler. Like, that was 1.4 million.
Well, the necklace was 4 million.
No, the necklace was less. It was like, it wasn't millions.
I thought it said 4 million.
Really?
Yeah. The necklace was more expensive than the earrings.
Did I miss a couple of zeros?
I think you might have. Or maybe...
I thought the earrings were 1.4 for sure.
The earrings were 1.4.
But I thought the necklace...
But there's so many more diamonds in the necklace, so that was 4 million.
No.
Yes.
We'll have to go back.
I promise you it is. But
it was expensive shit. Like,
yeah.
Well,
and on top of that, like she's like, we're gonna have to make a decision. I'm like, between the 4 million or the 1.2. I'm pretty sure if you're getting one of those as a gift, it'll be the 1.2. You guys are loaded, but you're not that loaded.
Yes. Also, too, she was like, well, I'm gonna like try this on, and she took the boxes. I'm like, shouldn't you have like a guard with you? Like,
it's not the Oscars.
That's true. No one's gonna like. Lisa's not gonna. Well, Lisa loses jewelry all the time.
That's true.
So
but luckily, it's Bronwyn.
Yeah.
So she won't lose that.
No.
Also, I'm sure Todd's in there just staring at it.
Don't you go anywhere. Todd was so funny in the fact that he doesn't know he's on a Housewives show.
I think he does know. He's just like, we agreed when we said we were doing this.
Well, also, dude, he like just got back from Korea and, now
his arms are tired.
And now he's like back to Salt Lake. Now he's a cop on a plane with these strangers, basically.
Yeah.
And then like they're fighting and he's like, I just want some time in the pool. And like, I see this escalating. I love when he paddled over, like, let's call Heather. We already did. Yeah. That's what we're fighting.
Yeah. I like how the other husbands, though, were just like, oh, it's getting a little loud over there. Like, should we? And then
Justin's like, nope, go.
Very good. But yeah, I mean, I think it was definitely shady to call Heather.
What was the point of that?
Like, especially because someone had said, I think it was Angie, yeah, I was thinking of calling her from my room.
Right.
Like, that would have been fine. Call her from your room.
Not like, hey, Bronwyn, I'm texting Heather.
Yeah.
Want me to say hi for you? No.
Yeah.
No, biatch. I don't want you to say hi for me.
You're not Seth Marks.
Sorry.
You can't.
Gotta wait till next week.
Next
But
week,
I love...
biatch flows.
Yeah.
To be the name of the episode.
Biatch. I love that Bronwyn was just like, I need to go pee. And they're like, let's call Heather. And when Bronwyn comes back, she's like, I had to take a leak. And you thought it was a good time to go call Heather?
Yeah.
It was so dumb.
It was dumb, especially because why else would she be doing that? And then, like, clearly just to cause drama and like.
And then Bronwyn, and she wasn't prepared for the heat that Bronwyn gave to her.
No.
Bronwyn read her down, and Lisa was just so like,
even to the point where Lisa was like, I just don't want to be, I don't want to be involved in this. It's like, girl, you called her.
You stepped all in that shit and then dragged her around from Salt Lake to Palm Springs. And you are involved.
Yeah, and it's not that you're involved in it. You started it.
Yes.
You picked up the phone and made it happen.
Yeah.
And now you're being called on it.
No one was talking about Heather until you talked about Heather.
Yeah.
And like pulled the group. Has anyone called Heather? And like Angie and Buddy are like, no.
Oh, and then
we're fine.
How bad was it that Whitney went after her and just sat there going like, okay, I'm just here to look good?
Because you just had a conversation about people not chasing after you or like talking to you after things. So I'm going to go in and make sure you're okay.
I do think that Bronwyn's logic was sound. I think that I don't disagree with her. I think she's being a little needy on some regards of it. I think what it boils down to is I'm a good friend to you and I'm not getting that from you. Yes, but when she starts talking about it, she's like, when she says things like, I don't expect you to be the kind of friend that I am to you, have a layer of obliviousness or I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Which I don't think she truly means, but maybe that's just, a character flaw of sorts of her. It's like, I'm the best thing ever, and I don't expect you to be the best thing ever, but I expect you to be a better friend than you are being.
Well, I think also as the season has gone on, she's seen Lisa be really not that great to her and others. And so she's like,
right.
What is happening here? I'm confused. This is not the Lisa I know. And I'm sticking up for her, but also like feel hurt by her. And I'm kind of putting it aside. I think she kind of like put it aside. And then that call to Heather was just like, is this happening? Should I go back to the bathroom and pee some more while you have this conversation? Like, was I meant to be here? Or like, it was very disrespectful.
Yeah, no, absolutely 100%. But
and I love how she kept bringing up like, I brought you here. Like, I brought you here.
See, that was also a little bit weird.
That was very Housewives.
Especially when she said,
like, look what I did for you.
Right. That I don't like. And then when she said, even if I haven't earned it, I think by now I've bought it.
That was a good line.
It's a good line, but it's kind of shitty as a human being. But
bought is paid for.
Especially to think that, like, and if that is genuinely how she feels, I hope not. That's kind of sad that she thinks that she has to impress people with all the money and the flashiness, and I wouldn't put it past her. I mean, she does have all that, but I like her right now, so I'm going to overlook that.
I snapped. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I doing?
I don't know either. But I think she's meaning well, but I think some of her, I think she's doing great right now.
Yeah.
The fact that she's saying, like, I'm supposed to defend you all the time, but you're never really coming to my rescue. Like, I don't need you to, but you're making it a standard that I have to do it for you. But when I've asked you to do it for me, it's somehow I don't matter.
Or I have to ride your dick like it's my job.
Yeah, there's no way. No, we weren't going to mark this explicit. But yeah.
Well, it's okay.
So fuckity fuck.
She was dropping some F-bombs like in Lisa's face. I'm surprised Justin didn't like pop up. Don't say the F word in my life.
You mean you said not Justin?
Oh, sorry. Oh, John Barlow. John Barlow.
Yeah, but Justin could have gotten in there too. Sure.
Don't say the F word to Lisa. You'll owe her an apology.
Oh, that could be. I'm apologizing, Lisa, by defending you.
No, Bronwyn, leave her alone.
So, I think Lisa was just taken aback by it. And Lisa kept trying to talk herself out of it, but she just was not anywhere nearly as fast as Bronwyn.
No,
And
Bronwyn was making this very quick, articulate point.
Like if they had been in the water, Bronwyn would have been like my analogies aren't working right now, but I'm saying like she would have like drowned her in the water. Not physically, just with like her words.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't keep up. She was just getting more and more water thrown at her.
And she was very taken aback and like, what do I say here? And that's when she just, yeah.
Yeah. I think that it was great. And I think Bronwyn's definitely making a great impact this season.
Turning her snowflake.
I think if, we're not being treated to another season of Monica, then I think Bronwyn, by completely different character, completely different, people, but giving the vibes that I think that we like.
Giving great, energy, and also, fighting, but not going below the belt fighting, just like really explaining her point of view.
I guess Monica did go below the belt
so many times. I mean, it was funny. But it was like, whoa, girl, because she would like go for the jugular about people's appearances.
Yeah, I forgot about
Lisa.
that.
Yeah.
But she just had that thing where like, I'm not going to just take what you're giving me.
Right.
Like, I'm not going to be here and be like, oh, thank you, man.
Roll over. Yeah.
Yeah. So I like to see that.
Yeah.
Whereas, Brittany and Maylee, as far as we know, they seem to roll over. That's why I think Mary's also good, I guess.
Yes.
She's not going to...
Mary's the one thing. Mary stays true to herself.
Right. And
she's not going to bend for other people or to like kind of fit in. I think that's good as a housewife too.
Mm-hmm.
So...
And honestly, that kind of turned me off about Whitney this episode. Because Whitney could have been definitely saying some stuff, but you pointed out, well, I'm not going to say anything bad about Heather because we're okay right now.
Exactly.
And,
I'm sure she's right, and sure Bronwyn's right. I'm sure Heather told a completely different tale of what happened than what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
But she was like, we're good, and I'm not going to certainly call her up. But I do wonder if down the line Heather will be like, why didn't you defend me? Like, your friend Bronwyn, blah, blah, blah. And it's like...
Whitney's because I don't like you.
Right. Cousin.
Is it not evident that this half of the group doesn't like the other half?
Yeah.
But not in New Jersey sort of way.
It wasn't that divided. Like, the husbands could still, like, have a conversation.
Yeah. No, I think some of them are more at ease with each other, and the others are, more at ease with them.
Yeah.
Just like they're not each other's kind of people.
Yeah. Well, it's just like, and Meredith and Lisa just seem so uncomfortable, like, even like by the pool. They're just like,
even by themselves.
Yeah. Like,
which housewife was that where she said, you're not my kind of people? And they got all upset.
Oh, no, it was Cynthia saying that not everyone's going to be the person.
No, it's something else that I'm thinking of. I'll come up with it later.
I don't know.
If I remember. So.
And then ultimately Todd was like, get an ultimatum.
Yeah.
Like, get out of my house unless you're going to act right.
Yeah.
I liked that, though.
I mean...
You know what, too? For him to get to that point, like, there must have been a much longer afternoon than we saw, because he was like, it's been 3 hours, but it feels like a whole weekend.
Right.
So he was tired of hearing it. And
for sure.
Yeah.
And it makes me wonder, like, to an extent, if part of, like, her coming on the show was like, well, if Todd's involved, like... we need these things, like for me to come on the show, like if that was like a first season kind of...
Oh, right. Yeah. Todd's not going to like, he's too old to be involved in this petty yelling.
If you want him to be any sort of like draw on my storyline of like our May-December marriage, like if he's going to be involved in something, then like he is very particular. Like it didn't seem that...
Yeah. Like he's fine with like one-on-one scenes with just the two of them, but he is not going to be coming to every party.
Right.
The other husband.
But I think also hanging with the guys, he was like fine and having fun and joking. But then like the drama started happening. He's like, this is why I didn't want you to be on this show.
Yeah.
And like it does seem that
was subtext.
Yeah. And she did seem a little snap too when he got like that.
It was a little reminding me of Erica and Tom.
A little bit.
Yeah. But not like he wasn't rude to her like Erica was. He wasn't like, Erica, I'm speaking.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But I get the thing too. It's like I get like that similar when we're somewhere and I can tell you're not enjoying yourself. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like how can I turn this around? So, and half the time I make it worse because I just make everyone tense instead of it.
No, you're fine, but I appreciate that.
Oh.
No, what he was doing, it was like, basically the subtext was like, we've talked about this.
Yeah.
I was only going to be on the show if X, Y, and Z happened, and I am not comfortable. I'm pissed here, and this is supposed to be my week away from Korea.
Right.
And they've messed it all up. And, and she was like, yep, I know. We've had this conversation. I know. I'm going to make it right. And then he was like, no, we're going to keep these people out.
Right. I think it was strange. I thought she was going to said she'd take care of it because, I'm nicer. And then he just went out and did it anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like,
He's like, no, this is going to end right now.
Get your woman in line. No, he didn't say that.
Well, at least he didn't like storm over to Lisa and be like, look.
Yeah. He's like, hey, what's going on between them? Like, if they can't figure it out. And
he also didn't say, like, I don't know how you deal with your wife.
Yeah. I think had he said it with a little bit more tact or tone in his voice, I think it might have been better delivery.
But John Barlow hopped too. He was like, oh, okay, yes, Mr. Brown.
And honestly, yeah, what the hell? Bronwyn,
Mr. Todd. Oh, yeah, let me go talk to Lisa.
I thought when he told Lisa that she would just immediately lose her shit. Just go from 0 to no shit.
Yeah.
I guess 10 to no shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
But they just showed her like speechless. And I'm sure, when the episode resumes next week, she'll have some words.
Yeah. But I think she'll be like, that's bullshit. But like,
but I think honestly though, I think she might be more like, did he really say that? Like, are things really that bad? And partly like, is he that thin skinned? Does he not know he's on a Housewives show?
No.
But also like, I think that's going to give her the opportunity to be like, oh, I didn't realize this was affecting them so much. I'm going to go make nice.
I think ultimately she will go because she doesn't want to leave the trip.
Right.
Because you don't have any agency anymore. And everyone's just talking about you and you're not there.
Right.
You never want to leave the trip. And so I think she'll go to Bronwyn and they'll like do like a very quick fake, sorry, hurt your feelings kind of situation so that they can move on to the next thing, to the next scene.
Right.
Basically.
And she'll do it that evening before dinner, right?
Yeah, because they still have like the NASCAR thing and then, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we just predicted next week's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
They're lame to be continued. Somebody in Reddit was saying like they need to stop the to be continued because they know it's going to continue the next week.
Yeah.
And we need to see scenes and they don't give us scenes. That's like, it's dumb.
Well, and like, yeah, I mean, really, who's also watching Housewives just casually like, what's this show? I've never heard of this Real Housewives.
Right. Oh my God, this cliffhanger.
Oh,
what's going to happen?
I must stay tuned. I must make appointment TV next week. Yeah. I don't think that's happening.
No, I don't think so either.
So yeah, bravo. Get your act together. Get your shit together now that we're explicit.
Yeah, no more TBCs.
Yeah, we're not into it. Or at least if you do TBCs, give us some scenes.
Yes.
That's all we want.
Yes.
Are we even we're talking about?
We didn't talk about the pause thing.
Oh yeah,
last podcast.
Yeah, we teased it.
Yeah,
on purpose.
So basically, we read today that they are putting Dubai on pause, and it sucks because they didn't really get a chance. I feel
they had a lot of potential.
A lot of potential. Literally, like this season was much better. It was better than the first. A lot more friction and shifts, and it was lifestyle and fighting and making up and friendships and relationship stuff with husbands and I think it's what you want in a housewife show, but it was like 3-5 years between seasons.
Not that long, but it was it was definitely a year between finishing the second season and actually airing it. So the things that you heard about, it was already old.
Yeah.
But it was a good show, and I don't think any housewife show should be canceled after only 2 seasons.
No, it's like it's a new show. They need to find their way. I know the ratings weren't great, but let them find their way. And now it's like, I don't think, how do you come back for this? Because they're going to go on to do other things probably, or
really? What?
Or they're going to want to recast. I think they had a great cast. I think everyone should have come back. Not Saba. Everyone should have come back. And I think maybe add one more chick or another friend.
Right.
And it would have been fine.
I think so too. I mean, I wonder.
It's a waste because you had some great things like Talene and like Chanel's always great. And she's become, one of the faces of the network in a sense.
People are, very happy to.
And she bounces around like all the other housewives. And
having Stanbury back on the air was good. So, I don't know. I don't think that they should. I think they should.
I wonder if Caroline's like, screw this Dubai thing. I'm going to go back to London and be on Real Housewives of London.
Well, like I was saying, I was hoping, they could get Uba or Talene like on a crossover at least.
Chanel.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry. with Uba is what I'm...
They're not identical cousins.
No, I was just thinking maybe get her on New York with Uba. Sorry, I was
That would be nice.
doing a lot of shorthand in my head. I don't know why you didn't see that.
Erteline, yeah, such a great newbie.
Now, I mean, I guess that means I can live without the others. They're not really like, oh, I need to see more.
What is Sarah's story?
Brooks.
Yeah. Oh, God, no.
Oh, Lisa Milan.
I know. I hope Nina Rowe or Mina Rowe.
Yeah. Where can I get my next Mina Rowe product? So the fact that this retains in my head, I mean, good work. You did your job.
Right.
But yeah, I think to say it's on pause is unfortunate. But I
think it's like it won't come back then because they're already on pause. It's solved between 1 and 2. Like
maybe they'll try and get something on for like Peacock or something exclusive, like
Miami.
Like they did Miami originally.
Yeah.
Get something at least. So when there's an opening, maybe just right now they know there's no room in the slate for them.
Well, I mean, they're gonna have much room next year when they like have a dearth of Housewives because they're all airing right now.
Right.
You know,
they have a plan.
Yeah, we'll see.
So even if there is Housewives next year, who knows? The future is so uncertain. No, man, I really know how to bring down a room, don't I?
Was there anything else with Salt Lake that we need to talk about?
I don't think that there is.
Where's Mei Lee? That's what I want to know. Where's Mei Lee?
Yeah, Mei Lee's missing in action. I'm glad we didn't have to deal with Brittany, to be honest.
I mean, it would have been just... Well, she wouldn't have brought a guy.
Yeah.
She would have just been like, blah, 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 Jared, blah, 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 Jared. And like, you know...
Yeah, see, I think that's why I'm good with it.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it on the New York? Who wears the Tricks the Rabbit? Is that Angie wearing the Tricks the Rabbit confessional dress?
Oh, that was like Tricks the Rabbit. Yes. It's horrible.
That might be, because I keep meaning to bring it up every episode we do, and I don't.
It's weird because it was like, the Nude Illusion is a different color than the outfit.
Tricks the Rabbit.
Yes. And then the gloves, and I'm like, it's a weird outfit.
It reminds me of one of those, I forget what they're called, those like pastries that are like all frosting, but a meringue.
Oh, right.
I think it's supposed to look like a meringue, and which, by the way, meringues are disgusting if you ask me. But then to me, just Tricks the Rabbit, and I don't get the
not
appeal.
A good look. She is better than that look.
See, I got there because I was thinking of Lisa Milan and all her looks that she would wear.
Oh, right. Like, yes.
Yeah.
Her
professional dress, the alien.
Yeah.
Dress.
Oh, in the cone dress.
Yeah, it was very odd. So, I mean, they're beautiful dresses, but I don't think that
they're not beautiful. Not all the outfits. Like, again, ladies, you can't all be Erica Jane. Like, that's just not. Yeah.
Bronwyn's doing a good job though, getting up there.
Well, Bronwyn, I think it suits her personality, and but but Angie, it's like that's not who you are.
Right. Oh, yeah, she is.
And the hair doesn't look good. And like, you're all about hair. You're a hairdresser. Like, it's not good.
Can we also talk about Lisa not liking Italian food?
Because it's too fresh.
Too fresh. It goes against my Wendy's.
It's like, do they not have a Wendy's in Italy? Maybe
I
not.
I don't think they do.
Maybe not.
I don't know. That's the one thing, unfortunately, when I went to Italy.
Yeah.
I didn't even get to go to McDonald's. Like, I
didn't either.
My only trips to Europe, I never got to go to McDonald's.
I had some good pizza.
I had some good pizza, but I had some good food in general. But like, that's one thing when you're a kid, your friends go traveling abroad. They're like, McDonald's, I've never seen a foreign McDonald's. And I know.
That'd be great.
It's the fun thing to do. Instead, oh no, we eat all these paninis, have this fresh pasta.
I mean, the bread alone, I would just die for all the bread in Italy. And the fact that she's like, no, too fresh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I guess we have to go eat some more food now.
Yeah.
Made myself hungry. Until next time.
Until next time.